Good morning, Nighthawk Nation. My name is Madeline Nash, your anchor for this week. And welcome to the HPS Upload, where we upload the latest news for you to download. At Hettinger Public School, we empower students to reach their full potential. Now please stand to say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now for some short stories. Thanks, Ron Dragu, for speaking about your cardiac arrest experience with the 7th grade life science class. It is helpful to put a face to what we are learning about in the textbook. 6th grade is trying some new things with their Lego robotics coding. Great job. They also finished their unit on synthetic materials and made their own biodegradable plastic. Now for breakfast and lunch this week. Monday breakfast was scrambled eggs and links. Lunch is pizza and brownies. Tuesday breakfast is cinnamon toast crunch bars, and lunch is corn dogs with mac and cheese. Wednesday breakfast is breakfast sandwich, and lunch is sack lunch. Thursday breakfast is French toast and ham, and lunch is chicken and gravy over mashed potatoes. And there is no school on Friday. Now for announcements. Silent reading will be second period this week. Bring a book. Any 9 through 12 grade student who would like to have their CPR/AED first aid card laminated, please bring down to the library by Monday afternoon. Miss Obert will be laminating today and Monday. And now let's go to this week's story about the history of Hettinger wrestling by Dylan Nash.
Today we take a closer look at the history behind wrestling at Hettinger Public School, its legendary matches, dedicated coaches, and lasting impact.
When I first got here in 1990, the numbers were fairly strong. We didn't have a lot of kids that had a lot of varsity experience when I first came here.
Who came before you?
Coach Bowder, and I believe that he was here for about 13 or 14 seasons, 13 or 14 years prior to me.
What years were most successful when it comes to state wrestling?
So in 2000, we had an unbelievable team. We won the individual state championship in 2000, and in the dual meet championships, we had a young wrestler of mine get injured, and so we finished second in the dual meet championships. When you look at that, that's enormous success, right? Then in 2001, the second year of the dual meet championships, that team in 2001 won both the individual state championship and the dual meet state championship.
Who were some of the most successful wrestlers in the history of the team?
I look back in the 1990s, some of our most successful wrestlers. One that comes to mind, I got a bunch I'll talk about, but the first one would be Rob Steele. Robert was our first state place winner that we had, Coach Shaleski and myself, and it was just awesome to see what he had done, and he broke that barrier down for us. So that really solidified the work that we were doing was working. And we've been fortunate. We've had 3 North Dakota Mr. Wrestlers come out of Hettinger High School. Cale Dangerud in 1997, Dusty Vleem in 2005, and Kyle Berwick in 2019. There isn't another school in the state that can say that they've had 3 Mr. Wrestlers come out of their program. We were fortunate enough last year to have the North Dakota Wrestler of the Year on the women's wrestling side come out of our program, Jennifer Verdon. She is now continuing her college wrestling career at Dickinson State University and doing very well. And another one of our unbelievable success stories is a young man that just persevered, did a great job for us. He's been our last, he was the last state champion we've had up to this point, and that's Peyton Toohey. He won 2 state titles for us, did a fabulous job.
At Hettinger Public School, wrestling isn't just a sport, it's a legacy. For decades, the Nighthawk wrestlers have built a tradition of grit, determination, and community pride. From the roar of packed gymnasiums to the triumphs of state championships, this program has shaped athletes and inspired generations.
Thank you for that story. And now today's homeroom question. What is the main purpose of a car's alternator? A, charge the battery. B, increase fuel efficiency. C, reduce emissions. Or D, start the engine. Again, what is the main purpose of a car's alternator? Find out after today's weather. Thank you for that story again. Now let's go to Matthew with sports.
Obviously, I'm not Matthew. But hey, while we're talking about him, why don't we just bring him on? Matthew, why don't you come on over here? How's it going there, sir?
The nether realm is scary.
Speaking of the nether realm, I better let you take this on. I gotta go. I can go through the portal. Yep. Right? Okay. All right.
All right. For sports this week, there was, I believe, only one basketball game. So let's go look at the score and then the highlights. So versus Grant County / Mont Regent. Varsity, I think it was varsity, I'm not sure. It was just lost. So I guess we lost 53-59. And for wrestling, there was a Mandan tournament. In individual results, Kyle Shaleski got 3rd place, Riley Hasbrook with 5th place, Silas Roseland with 3-4, Dan Scogan first and 2nd, Austin Ormiston 2-4, Nick Dobitz 1-4, Nate Dobitz 1-4, Stone Stadheim 1-1, and Brody Sott 1-4. So congratulations, wrestlers. And now let's move on to some highlights from last week's volleyball game. Or basketball, my apologies. Just got to get out of that volleyball mindset. Versus the Mont Regent Wildfire. So Layla Jensen starting off our highlights reel with the 3-pointer. Actually, the first 3 points we scored in the game. Now Monica Morris with another 3-pointer, making it the first 6 points we scored in the game. Right in the first quarter, just right off the bat. Double whammy. Layla Jensen with the steal here, taking the ball from the opposition to bring it back down the court. This is her second, and now here's her third highlight with another 3-pointer, making the score, let me do math, 9-2. Sienna Bruick with the steal, went up for the shot but just missed it, and going back down the court. Layla Jensen with a steal. No, and then there's 5 flips. Yep. Bringing it down. Kelly Shower with a to 3-pointer. Not a 2-pointer or a 3-pointer, a to 3-pointer. And now Layla Jensen with an actual 3-pointer here. Making the score 51-59. And now on to sports this week. So, for girls basketball, Monday there's a JV game and varsity game versus Central McLean? Away, and that's an away game, McLean. Thank you, off-screen, Mr. J. For Friday is a junior high game versus Mont Regent, that is Scranton. For boys basketball, on Monday there's a junior high versus Belfield, that is the Scranton game. And on Tuesday there's a junior high game versus South Hart, and that's away. On Friday there's a junior high versus Mont Regent, that is here. And on Saturday there's junior high versus Bowman, that's in Scranton. And on Rapids, for wrestling, and Saturday there's the Rapid City Invite. And now back to you, Madeline.
And now let's see what you found from the internet. And now let's go to Daxton with some weather.
All right, now if you were to look outside of your classrooms and off your screen, you can see that we have some snow outside, which was not on the radar. So if you are planning to drive today or for the rest of the week, I would make sure to pay extra attention to the roads as they might become icy. We have snow in areas, not that much, but still some. Now, if we look at the weather for this week, on Monday, which is today, it'll be windy and colder with low clouds with a high of 31 and a low of 22. On Tuesday, we take a little bit of a dip for the low of -1 and a high of 28 with low clouds and increasingly windy with a couple of snow showers. On Wednesday, it's still going down with a high of 13 and a low of 3 while it is cloudy. On Thursday, it is not as cold with a high amount of sunshine with a high of 23 and a low of 12. On Friday, it is partly sunny and not as cold with a high of 36 and a low of 20. On Saturday, we have clouds with breaks of sun and a high of 39 and a low of 20. On Sunday, we'll have partial sunshine with a high of 38 and a low of 19. That is your weather for this week. Now back to you, Natalie.
Thank you for that weather report, Daxon. And now to wrap up our broadcast, the answer to today's question, the answer was A, charge the battery. We would also like to thank Kylie, our producer, for helping us make today's broadcast possible. And that's this week's news broadcast. Please like and subscribe to support the channel. We will see you next week, Monday at 9.
Produce has a wide variety of fruits and vegetables. Our bakery provides daily fresh baked goods, and our deli offers freshly prepped sandwiches, meats, cheeses, and also offers a hot lunch from 11 to 1 Monday through Friday. Stop by on Main Street or call us for delivery at 701-567-2404.
Welcome to the Peacock Mercantile